I wanted to install some piezo buzzers to remind me when I've left the main lights on, main beam, or when I've left the side lights on as parking lights. This is the fuse box in my car. This is just a test arrangement to make sure it all worked. I need 3 separate piezo buzzers. If you look at the fuse box, the fuses that I'm going to use is number 36, which is the radio clock, number 38, which is the instrument panel lights, number 40 and 41, which are the parking lights left and right. I'll connect the positive, the red lead, to the buzzer to number 38, which is the instrument lights, which come on when the main beam or side lights is on, and the negative black lead from the buzzer will be connected to number 36, which is the radio clock fuse. That fuse, number 36, is live when the ignition is turned on, but when I turn the ignition off, number 36 becomes dead. I need 3 buzzers because each individual connection needs its own separate buzzer, i.e. number 41 needs a buzzer, number 40 needs a buzzer, and number 38 for the lights needs a buzzer. The earth, negative black leads, can all be connected to number 36. If you were to use one buzzer for 41, 40 and 38, then they would in actual fact make that system live. If any of those were switched on, it would make any of the others live. The other very important thing to consider is which side of the fuse is live and which side takes the load. So this is fuse number 40 I'm just looking at. The outside here of that fuse, you can see the light come on, the outside is live. I've got the parking lights switched on. And with the parking lights switched on, you can test to see which one of these blades would be live, providing the power, and which one would not be live. And that's quite important to know. So the outside of all these fuses is live with the parking light switched on. The other side is not live. So with the parking light on, or any of these other fuses for their appropriate use, power comes up the outside here, across the fuse, down that side, and then goes off to power the appropriate item. So these wires here have to be connected to the outside blade. This side provides the power and it then runs down that side. So these wires need to be connected not to the load, not to the power side, but to the load side. To show you that it works, I've connected to fuse number 38 with the red positive wire, and the negative wire is connected to fuse number 36, which is the one that powers the radio. Ignition's off, lights are off, no problem. Turn the ignition on, turn the lights on, no sound. But if I turn the ignition off, the buzzer sounds. So I thought these would work, but they absolutely don't. I thought they'd be the bee's knees and do a really neat job. They won't fit this way because the wire coming out hits the side of the fuse box. They don't fit in this way either because of the proximity of the relays. So that's a failure. I thought I would try bending the wire to see whether it would work. It doesn't. I still can't properly get it in down the side. And not only that, as far as the parking lights would be concerned, if it fits in that fuse there, because of the shape, it covers the other fuse, which I also need to make a connection to. Doing the connections the old-fashioned way of just pushing a wire around the flat blade and then pushing the fuse in doesn't look good, but that's the way I'm going to do it at the moment. I will show some more connectors which I've ordered from America, but they won't come for a while. They are just spade connectors which slot down the side of the fuse and end up with a spade, and so they'll be pointing upwards, not sideways either way, but directly upwards, and there's enough depth, I think, that would be successful. So all I'm doing at the moment is folding a wire around the blade of the 7.5 amp fuse. That will provide the negative connection, and I will connect the 3 buzzers to that. I'm using these Wago connectors, which a lot of the electricians now use on mains. Really small units, really easy, clip down, just bare the wire, push it in, clip that down, job done. Really easy to reuse, much better than the Scotch connectors. So that is going to be the joint negative side. Again, you'll notice all the connections are to this far side where the load is, not the supply side, which is this one on the right. I will show a link on the YouTube video to where I got these from off eBay. I quite like them. The ends of the wires have been soldered, so even though you strip them to provide a little extra length of exposed wire, they don't come apart, they don't fray. So I'm quite pleased with these little buzzers, and the sound when the box is closed is muted and just right, in my opinion. I now have connected the 3 buzzers. One connected to fuse 41 for the right parking light, one connected to fuse 40 for the left parking light, one connected to fuse 38, the instrument lights, so that will work the headlights, and then the earths to those, or the negatives to those, are all connected to fuse 36, which is the radio clock fuse, using that WAGO connector. I've just tucked all mine down in between those 2 relays. I'm sure you guys can do a much better job than I do, perhaps removing the fuse box and making the connections underneath properly. As it stands, that's how it is on mine, and how it's going to be for a while. I'm going to put the top back on, see how it all sounds. Now those buzzers are sort of located between some relay and with the box top on, lid on. With the lid on, this is the actual sound you get, which is a little quieter. Or with the lights, that trill. I'm happy enough that that's going to allow me to leave the car without fear of leaving the lights on.